Going live now. Fantastic. Good evening, Foundation staff. It is currently 6:01 p.m. on the West Coast, and we are here for another episode of Dr. Sherman's Office Hours. So welcome to the stream. I'm sure people will be coming in very soon now that we're live. Ducky Draws, the question is not, are you cool? It's, are you cool yet? And hopefully the answer is not. Otherwise, we'd have to lock you in a box with all the other anomalous rubber duckies, which there are many in Foundation custody. Anomalous rubber ducks, that's kind of a thing that we just have on hand for some reason. But other than that, welcome to Dr. Sherman's Office Hours. We're here for about, looks like 45 minutes today before my next meeting. So if you Site 42 staff have any SCP questions, any SCP news, anything that you'd like to speak of, I am here. Obviously, I've got the chat running on my desktop besides me, although the chat runs like a SCP-5886. Ergo, it's hard to catch your questions, but I do have these super chats pulled up, so if you happen to throw a dono, I will not miss thee. In the meantime, why don't I say hello to a couple of our wonderful viewers. Director Ethan, good to see you as always. The lightsaber complainer. That's a question that I'm used to. Why don't you just close one eye while looking at 173? So, there's two answers for this one. The physiological answer would be that the act of closing one eye or the other, alternating, you'll notice that I'm getting little blinks in between. Most people, unless they are very well trained and practice at this, will accidentally blink both eyes, even as they try. You saw that? It went right there. I would immediately die in front of 173. That is my weakness as an anomalous researcher. But even more so than that, it is foretold, it is rumored that if someone were to do that long enough, 173 would just snap their neck out of spite. Because it doesn't need to wait for you to close your eyes. It does it as a game. So, depending on what universe you are in, will depend on if it is a viable strategy that you can train in, or if it will just get you wrecked anyways. Meanwhile, have I ever met SCP-5031? Oh my lord, yet another murder monster? It is not. And I will tell you what, oh my word, the night that it came to Site 42 on its tour, I will never forget. The concerto that it played, magical. I could not imagine such beauty in music, but it was there. And then, of course, the dinner, 4 courses, delectable. It was this beef Wellington, but there was something in the gravy, and I couldn't place it myself. I'm not a cook. Oh, I eat at the staff commissary every day because I am a terror to a microwave or a stove. But, the beef Wellington! And then, bless me for my Italian heritage, that was the night that we got to try SCP-5031's tiramisu. Bless! Bless! My Nonna would have been so proud! Oh! Now, I've never personally interacted with 5031. I've just been witness to its tour of the facilities, and 343 bless the researcher that turned around its life. Amber, good to see you in the chat. Moai Gaming, thank you for your first dono to the stream. We appreciate all support for Site 42 and its causes. Forgotten Spartan, how is it working with Dr. Cool? Dr. Cool? I have not heard from Dr. Cool in ages. I had assumed that he had fallen victim to some sort of anomaly, that something bad had happened to his site. Yeah, we have not heard from Dr. Cool since 2019. I had just assumed that something terrible had happened at that site. But maybe he's still out there, being a doctor and being cool. Meanwhile, while we don't have word from Dr. Cool for a while, we do have Dr. Cool Bad. And Dr. Cool Bad destroyed the economy, which is a wonderful comedy tale written by friend of the channel, Radiger. And so, did we do a video on Dr. Cool Bad destroys the economy? I hope we did. Cool Bad. SCP. We did record it. Ha! We did. Site 42. Dr. Cool Bad destroys the economy. Enjoy that after the stream, because it's really funny. Amethyst YT. Can I please be your student? If you're a member of the Site 42 staff, I assume that if you're in this office hours, you are one of my students working toward becoming a full-fledged SCP researcher. Or you're here for graduate level classes if you're already a researcher. Or you are looking to become staff if you are an anomaly. Or you are looking for more of the intellectual side of things if you are a mobile task force member. Or you are auditing me to make sure I'm being professional if you're an overseer. Either way, I assume that if you're here, you're looking to learn something from me, and I'm here for you. Cyber Game Man, is it wise to release information about SCPs to the general public? Ah, you see, that is actually just what I was talking about. If you can find this YouTube channel, you are a member of SCP staff. That is full stop. Now, whether you found it because you are from a parallel universe, and the other you is part of the Foundation, and we're trying to recruit you by proxy, that is to be told. That is to be known. By us, not by you. You'll figure it out in the long run. Either way, you cannot find these SCP videos unless you are meant to. Anyways. Randsi Gaming, thank you for your first dono to the Site 42 cause. We will continue to secure, contain, and protect as long as you continue to support us. We are here for the people, for normalcy. Is there an SCP that has ever escaped the facility? Well, whatever thy name was, Alice Hearts. It is a common occurrence, unfortunately. No security system is foolproof. And considering how secret we are, we sometimes have to hire fools. And the security's not foolproof. And ergo, we have to... That is what Mobile Task Force is for. We need them to go out there and bring them back. Now, hopefully we can do that without revealing normalcy, breaking the veil, breaking the masquerade, and, least importantly, mass casualty incidents. But, you know, we're not worried about life of people. We're worried about everyone thinking the world is normal. So just keep that in mind. What's important here? Desk, good to see you. Thank you for your service. Now, obviously, one of my favorite mass mobile task forces would have to be the one I created, which is Kappa 7, the Haughty Librarians. They contain SCP-3086, as well as any other library-related anomalies. But, since that's mine, and I can't claim that in good conscience, I'm gonna hype an article that we posted today on the members-only section. If you are a mobile task force captain or higher as a Site 42 channel member, besides getting a cool little badge and all sorts of channel emojis, you also get early access to our videos that we release. And we just posted Mobile Task Force Sigma 5, codename Pumpkin Punchers. Now, admittedly, they had a bit of a bad day in their outing in the article we recorded, but they still exist, and so they are my favorite of the day because I just posted their story. William Bone. This is Mobile Task Force 2489 Lighter. How are things at your site? Site 42 is in an unusual calm. I believe it has to do with the rains. The rains on the plains, mainly from Spain. Or maybe it's the blessed rains from Africa. We haven't sorted out which ones they are, but whichever rains they are causing an anomalous calm throughout the facility. Many of the anomalous entities have just fallen asleep, and I'm not going to look this gift horse in its mouth, especially because the gift horse that is in containment, its mouth leads to a labyrinth of terror. So, we don't look at one. We don't look at that one. Highlander. Are there any SCPs that if they come in contact with cheese, they will cause the end of the world? And where are they? I just need to know. Well, thank you for your first dono and cheese question. Well, just to be certain, and not at all to stop your devious plans, let's look up SCP cheese. Now, SCP-1622 is a semi-hard cheese made from milk of a blue whale. All subjects tested describe its flavor as delicious and perfect, but cannot define the exact taste. Anomalous effects, aside from the taste itself, center around its storage, preparation, consumption. It will not manifest when the total cost of preparing a meal containing or consisting of it is greater than $97,250. What is... It makes you dislike other cheeses? Well, this doesn't sound world-ending, so... 1622, blue whale cheese, that's weird. 2867 is... compulsive mimetic and physical infection surrounding an unknown amount of gorgonzola cheese produced by Jack Terrence and Terrence Farms in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. What does the cheese do? Subject talks through the door about cheese, crawls on the floor licking the area where the cheese was located, repeats the recipe and creation process of brie 12 times in a row, chews fingernails entirely, given 5 kilograms of cheddar cheese, subject fully consumes all cheese. Well, okay. It is gorgonzola cheese that makes you want cheese and eat cheese. That's okay. 4002-J is a cheese wheel in the refrigerator in Dr. Jack's office on Site 19. The office is the perfetta location to store the object, as it is located on level B4, 30 meters underground. In case of a containment breach, all communications are to be curd off to prevent further contamination. Desgiblizant. SCP-4002-J refers to a cheese wheel of unknown composition. When obey served, the Sussex is overwhelmed with the impulse to utilize dairy-centered cheddaric as a priority in their speechster patterns. This epheta has been defined as mimetic, and as such, containment must be administered carefully. No personnel with clearance level 3 or below are permitted to access SCP-4002 at any time. I have to stop! It's giving me a migraine. Oh, it's titled Curd of Prey. How would you do this to me? That is just a sampling, a cheese board of cheese SCPs, because that's not even all of them. I didn't even mention SCP-1600, the Philosopher's Cheese, that turns any object it touches into a cheese with a distinct flavor for what the subject is. Very cheesy articles. Oh no, not a bag of shredded mozzarella cheese. I'm done! I'm done with the cheese articles. We're getting out of here. We gotta get out of the cheese zone. A lance. I made it into the vents. I've consumed 3 humans. Someone help me out, or they won't let me out. Well, I hope you enjoyed cheese, because essentially that's the part of the site that you're trapped in now. So stop eating humans, start eating cheese, and maybe we'll give you a nice cell, because you're not getting out of here. Rants Gaming, thank you for your other dono. That's the second one. Appreciate it. Could you do a how would the Foundation contact the Keyblade or the Heartless from Kingdom Hearts? How would we contain the Keyblade or the Kingdom of Hearts? Besides trapping it in a video game, which is the easy cheesy answer. Oh, the darkness. Oh, the universe. Oh, the... I think we would use pataphysics to rewrite its story into such a convoluted loop that they were so busy trying to solve it that they could never escape. Done! Got him. Burned. Battle Strategist X Supreme. What do you think of SCP-1678? I think it's data expunged. Well, what is SCP-1678? He wondered aloud, worried about what it would bring. SCP-1678. On London. Oh, the bobbies. Oh, the bobbies. So, honestly, while I'm very familiar with this article through rumors throughout the Foundation, I have not studied it myself because there's a lot of peripheral material involved here. Beside there being just so many interviews. You go to one of my favorite parts of the site. If you go to the series page, and this is Series 2, and then you click SCP Series 2 Tales Edition, then it lists all the tales related to an entity or anomaly. And in this case, pardon me, too much cheese anomalies. 1678, May the Sun Ever Set on the British Empire. There is no way that London only has one tale related to it. It can... That's not right. 1678. Let's go to the bottom. Let's check the tags. Euclid City, Historical, K-Class Scenario, Pattern Screamer, SCP, Subterranean. I can't believe an article that's over plus 1,000 upvotes does not have more than one tale associated with it. That seems banoo-news. That seems banana-pilled by Dado. 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 However you want to pronounce him. Either way, the answer is I don't think about 1678 very often because it's a lot to deal with. Those bobbies are rude. Their London is large. I've seen them get in fights with other nations. And we don't need that. Lance, thank you for another dono and some cheese. You should eat the cheese. You should not eat the humans. You should eat the cheese. It will be better for everyone involved here. That is my suggestion as a researcher. Alex Rose, thank you for your dono. How does the world end in SCP-001 Lily's proposal? So, now, I have not fully witnessed one of these events and recordings, although I am familiar with the anomaly and its document. It is, in fact, one of my favorite SCP-001 articles. My thought process, if I were to, I don't know, headcanon here, and let me lower this just a little bit so I can slouch more. Papa, slouching. There we go. We're all feeling a little more relaxed now, correct? So my thought process for Lily's proposal is that I believe that there are numerous world-ending conditions that can spawn Lily's proposal. I don't think it's just one end of the world. I think it is that the Earth, in several universes, has a backup plan to take care of its children in the world-ending scenarios. You know, Earth, Mother, Gaia, all that thought. In universes where Lily's proposal is true, I believe it to be that that is the case. So, I could not tell you what apocalypses is, because in those universes that applies to all apocalypses. Now, this makes me curious, because Lily's proposal and When Day Breaks, can they exist in the same universe? Can everyone be at peace moments before the sun comes down? Now, in most When Day Breaks canons, there are survivors. And there would not be survivors in a When Day Breaks scenario if Lily's proposal went down. We would have prepared for that and gone to our maker. Interesting concept. I like that question. Good job, Alex Rose. Andre, how you doing? Thank you kindly for your dono to the Site42 cause. What would happen if apocalypse occurred in year 2012, like from the movie 2012, in the SCP universe? So I am not familiar with the movie 2012, so I want to see what that movie is about. Isn't that like a comet, or a flood or something? What is the end of the world in that movie? Roland Emmerich, disaster, just like the Independence Days. No, give me just a regular Wikipedia, please, not all these fandom wikis. Give me the real thing. I want the real one. The real one. I'm gonna go to TV tropes. We trust TV tropes. 2009 disaster movie based on a prediction the world would end. Yes, indeed. Mainly follows Jackson Curtis. TV tropes. Stop being angry at me. Independence Day, Day After Tomorrow. What did it do? What is the apocalypse here? Hard research. We will figure it out, though. We will not fail. We will understand what the hell happened in this movie. Wikipedia. We'll go to Wikipedia for the answers. Film. Produced by Harold Closer, blah, blah, blah. Geologist. A scatological sequence of events, including earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, mega tsunamis, and global flood. Plot. 46, skepticism, Himalayas, engines, mega tsunami approaching, loading gates closed. There's an arc. Impact driver causes the access ship to get locked to gate magnet, preventing it from closing completely, disables the ship's engines. Arc starts flooding, heading for Everest. Adrian rushes to clear the gears. Crew regains control of the arc while Jackson don't make it to safety. Waters are receiving 27 days later. So, is this literally Noah's Ark again? Because if that's the case, I wonder if it bears any relation to 001, the Gate Guardian. I wonder if there's some religiosity-related 343 being all weird about it that we could ask him about. But many of our anomalous end of the worlds include arcs that we can reset humanity. Remember SCP-2000? That seems like a place where we would use SCP-2000. At least someone on that arc would be Foundation, and we would go reset humanity at that time. That is my thought process here. Continuing on. Did you ever get to reading SCP-6029? Crowborn, thank you for your question. Now let us take a look at 6029 because I have been very busy. For those who don't know, the reason I shaved is because I was in a play. We did Shakespeare in San Francisco. It was a very good show. There are links to get the video of it once it's released in my bio. 6029. But what that means is no, I did not take the time to read any SCPs this week because I have been that busy. Unfortunately. Oh, it's the crack. I remember you asked me about the crack. I did not read it, but, and especially because it's this long, I will not read it on screen. But I do enjoy, I can tell, even by what I'm seeing now, that it's pretty well written. I'm unfamiliar with Nick the Brick 1, the author. Let me see what else he's written, see if I know any of his works. A pizza that is also a computer. Ratings that stick. Skippy the Unicorn has had enough of your shit. A game amongst friends. Well, I enjoy your titles, Nick the Brick. I will need to look into your stuff because I feel rather that I will enjoy them. So, sorry I have not gotten to this article yet for my own reading. Collapse. Thank you for your first dono to the channel. Everyone at Site 42 keeps mistaking me for an SCP. Are we mistaking you for an SCP? Or are you actually anomalous, and you are the one who does not know it? Just something to think about. Rancy Gaming. How would the Foundation contain the Great Clock from Ratchet and Clank? It keeps the flow of time and stops the anomalies. I've only played one Ratchet and Clank game. It was one of the PS4 ones. So, it's the one they made the movie about. So I'm unfamiliar with the Great Clock, is what I'm saying. Great Clock. The Great Clock, also known as the Keeper of Time, is a zony construct located in the exact center of the universe, give or take 50 feet, near the Brigus Nebula in an uncharted system at the edge of the Polaris Galaxy. Designed by Orbis to maintain temporal normality across the universe, Clank was brought by the clock by the Zoni to be its inheritor at the request of his father. Due to the clock's power over the time continuum, it was sought after by numerous parties who wished to use it to change history. So based on this, if this existed in the SCP universe, there'd be two things that'd be happening. Number one, the Foundation would have taken control of it. If something like this maintains normal time flow, we would want to make sure no one's messing with it. So we, as the Foundation, would find a way to take control and lock it off and make sure no one can mess with it. Other than that, if we couldn't, it was probably because as a clockwork anomaly, it would be in possession of the Church of the Broken God. And since in most canons they have not successfully rebuilt their god yet, I would assume that instead it is inoperable. But maybe the Church is still in control of it and trying to fix it. Or maybe the Foundation is trying to fix it because we could use it to harness some anomalous things to stop future containment breaches. One of the two. How would SCP-682 react to SCP-2163? Slippy, thank you for your first dono to the Site 42 Anomalous Research Facility. And I'm unfamiliar with 2163, so let's take a look at it. SCP-2163. Largest sources of cognitohazards. Communicable to varying degrees. Cognitohazards change in brightness, contrast in color. Auditory rarely contain human speech. Infohazards are uncommon. When they do appear, they are often lines of dialogue, monologue, or narration. 60 frames of the film Toy Story. Cognitohazard located upper right corner of the screen. Series of rapid changes in color and brightness caused by the gesturing of one of the characters. When viewed, this kind of believe they are sentient children's toys. So this is the kind of anomaly where 682 would deal with it the same way that it deals with 173, which is that it would get rid of all its eyes, and it would get rid of all of its ears, and it would not take in information. Because if you don't take in the information, you can't be affected by an infohazard. Now, just to confirm this idea, let's look at its termination log and see if we can find 2613 in there. Now, how many pages of this exist? It goes forever, 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 but there's only one page. So, let's see 2163. No matches. Let's look for cognitohazard. Okay. When we tested 513, it was incapacitated via incineration transfer to a video. Introduced a affixed to a robotic arm. It regenerated. We rung the bell. It howled and covered its ears due to difference of anatomy and lack of visible ears. It can be safely assumed the motion of covering the sides of its head accomplishes this. Pacing the chamber, pacing, sedatives, lose conscience, sleepwalking, reach containment, followed by the bell guy, confirm to containment. Either way, in the light of the loss of 67% of site staff and 45% of site D class, requesting that cognitohazardous item testing for 682 be suspended till we understand what the hell happened here. That is one of 4 cognitohazardous tests. Proposed to add computer-generated incapacitating cognitohazardous 682's containment gender is pending approval. Okay, so we did kill agents. 682 initially started to undergo signs of cardiac arrest and a seizure. Approximately 20 minutes of exposure, 682 ceased life signs, however, revived 30 seconds afterwards, screaming various kill words at 3-digit decibel, passing through sound insulation, killing 2 digits of personnel. 682 returned to containment. We will not give it kill words. Do not give it kill words. So that's how that would go down. At least in a couple ways. Is Porg, but Sherman, I can fix him. I don't know who you think you're going to fix, but you can't. No. And there are no tests allowed for that. We don't fix things. We contain them and we study them. That is all. We can't study it if you fix it. Also, it's not a him. Anomalies are not people, they are objects. The only pronouns we use here are it, its, because they are not people. They are research subjects. Follow the protocols. I made a tree scream. Okay, but was it 4521? Or was it just a random tree? Because I don't care about random trees. It's 4521 that needs to scream. It's that specific tree. Because it won't scream. And we're going to make it. Desk. Clef's daughter is not a people. You need to get your emotions out of the situation. That is not proper Foundation protocol, and you know it. Anthony, you're a funny guy. Keep up the great work. I appreciate it, but I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to give you good information about the Foundation. This is serious business. Very serious, anomalous business. Solar and berries. It was 4521. Well, now I don't believe you. If I would have heard a scream on the decibel meter that I keep on my watch, because I know when we're going to make 4521 scream, we're going to do it, and I'm not going to miss it. I have my decibel reader right here, and if it went off, we would have known, and I would have been there in 2 shakes of a 682's tail, which is a very large shake. So I would have been there very quickly, because you got to move very quickly to make you shake something that big. We're there. Trust me, you were mistaken. It was not that tree. Forgotten Spartan. Search for SCP Foundation Commander Cool for a briefing reminder. Dr. Cool, our LTF Harry's crazy family, and LTF heads to the past, part of our reality, or just observable from our reality. Really? There's a briefing for him? SCP Foundation Commander Cool. It's Dr. Cool, Alpha 1. Haunted Reader did a Dr. Cool background file. Is that real? Or is that a fan thing? Haven't heard from Haunted Reader in a while either. Alright, cool it off. Alright, where does this come from? Here's a video of the life of Dr. Cool here within the SCP Foundation. Shall be coming out after this week. May 2014. Whoa, old school. Old school. Okay, I can't find what you're talking about there, Forgotten Spartan. Rents Gaming. What does the SCP Foundation think of the oldest house from Control? They do the exact same thing as the Foundation. I was just thinking about Control earlier today. Because, you know, it was inspired by SCP, but they took it and made it their own thing, and Alan Wake 2 just came out, and so I'm thinking about Control again, because they had the Alan Wake DLC, and Remedy does... I gotta tell you, I, for the life of me, could not imagine having nostalgia for a place I had never been, than playing Control for the first time and walking through the hallways of the oldest house. It's just, the vibes are immaculate. Whew. Good stuff. Zebra Cheetah, thank you for your dono. First dono to Site 42. Even though you retracted your message, we appreciate your help in our cause of securing, containing, and protecting. Flynn. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish. Rancy Gaming. So, yes, the oldest house, it is, number one, a cool anomaly. We like anomalous places like that. We would not use it as a base. Well, some foundations would use it as a base. They play it a little fast and loose. Normally, we would just surround the area and then send research parties in. But I guess the FBC plays a little fast and loose with their protocols. I feel like after the first time that several people got lost and died in their changing walls, they would choose better. But, you know, what are you going to do? That area with the headphones, though, super dope. All day, every day. Can't deny that. Flynn Vascence. How does one achieve a higher rank in the Foundation? What department has the best jobs? What SCP are the best to interact with? How is Dr. Sherman today? That's a lot of questions. I am doing quite well. The best SCPs to interact with? Jeff is my homeboy, 008-J. Obviously, 999 is a good friend. 3092, the Guerrilla Warfare plushies. Love them to death. Builder Bear. Terrible. No. The bear with a heart of patchwork is the one we like. The Builder Bear is a monster. Is several monsters. We don't like that one. That's just a smattering of good anomalies that you make friends with. What department has the best jobs? All the departments at Site 42. We do archives. We do transfers. We do, obviously, study. But you are statistically less likely to die here than most sites, something we are proud of. Our containment breaches, 0 days since containment breach sign, is up to 24. It's down to 0, but that's fine. That's fine. These things happen. Everyone's okay. Oh, and how does one achieve a higher rank in the Foundation? Study, good work, high commendations, willingness to throw your life away for sacrificing to the cause usually helps. It will be noted on your permanent record. Oh, and a clean psych eval, or a clean-ish psych eval, or a decent psych eval, or we'll take anybody at this rate. Aye. Slippy. Why can't 343 see 682? I think that 343 is able to kill 682. The only way 682 can survive is if he doesn't bump into him. So 682 made itself invisible to 343. What does Rick Sanchez ran into 682? So, 343 said that 682 and it can't see each other because they are from different universes. They're not, it's not one of mine. Parallel universes and sometimes universes brush past each other, and in that place in between are we. Ergo, yes, unfortunately, we cannot use 343 for that. And also, if Rick Sanchez ran into 343, we'd be annoyed, and then he would leave, and we'd probably lose a lot of men that day. He'd probably pull a Kendraki and try to ride him, if I'm being honest. Flynn Vasens, thank you for joining the Mobile Task Force Captain ranking of being a member. You now have access to the 4 early access videos that I posted today because after the play, I've been busy for like 3 months, and now I'm getting all the uploads ready. So there are 4 videos waiting for you in the early release section. So thank you for becoming a member, and if you want to use some Site 42 emojis and see early releases, you can become a member too. Would Goku count as an SCP? If so, what would his containment class be? So, I know somewhere in the past, we did a Goku is not an SCP, but if he were. And number one, the situation is that we would... There are some universes where if we use anomalies on mobile task forces, then we would use them for that. Because, obviously, it's a good fight guy. We used Abel on mobile task forces. Goku could be the same. In the same token, we would also have the issue of him becoming too strong to stop. But, you know, you give him a little heart disease, and that's the end of him. So, medically induced coma. Flynn, thank you for gifting a Site 42 membership. Axolotl just accepted it. Congratulations. Thank you for your generosity. Now we have 2 new members in this stream. I don't even know how gifting memberships work. I have to go look that up. But congratulations. Welcome to your shiny new Finger Guns Dr. Sherman badge. Yo. How do you think Conversion Bureau versus the SCP Foundation would go? Also search on-site server, search engine, or Google if you would. And yes, the archivist, the haunted reader. So, Forgotten Spartan, the FBC is a federal agency. I liken them to the FBI's Unusual Incidents Unit, which means I find them inept and hilarious and underfunded. So the Foundation is much stronger than they are in my headcanon. Zebra Cheetah. If Sun Wukong was an SCP, how would the SCP Foundation contain him and his friends? Would the monk have similar containment to 2662? I haven't thought of 262 in so long. I forgot how funny that guy was. Oh, poor Cthulhu. I love that article. That was a really fun one to record for the channel way back when. So the quality might be mid, but still a great article. Meanwhile, other thoughts. Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, the Pig One, the Monk. So it's a godlike adventuring party. There's like 78 spells. I mean, we do Sun Wukong the same way we do Goku. We trick him into working for us. We keep the monk on hand. That way the monk thought he was helping. But we would just be another diversion in the... We would just be another diversion in their quest. Because I doubt we could hold them for very long. And they tricked their way out of our containment. But we'd certainly hold on to them for a bit. Is it possible... JM Day Warehouse. Is it possible the entity described by SCP-5000 could be or is tied to the pestilence as cryptically discussed by SCP-049? So I am not a 5000 pestilence truther. I know that was a popular theory, and I know there was evidence for it. I don't like it because I hate 049 for what he did. So I'm not going to give him any more credit than he deserves, the bastard. What if SCP-5031 saw SCP-096's face? So, first of all, I doubt... Well, it would be possible if there were a picture. I guess all it would have to do is... Because 096... Well, honestly, 096... We don't know that 096 processes visual stimuli. Because it senses its targets and chases them down. Which means that if 096 is blind, then it wouldn't activate 5031's defense mechanism of going incorporeal / non-existent. So I think 096 would take 5031. Let's not make that happen. Saw your post on Control and its association with SCP. Be interested in more thoughts of how the game's design could inspire future SCP projects. So, Oni Mask, thank you for being a member again, and all you do for helping us make SCP content and games and stuff like that. We're boosting it up the best we can. So, my thought process is... that the Control does a really good job with its design of making the space seem anomalous. I remember walking in, seeing the walls change behind me, like when I went back, and that was a very, very cool feeling. Going in and being like, whoops. And so, that is a very cool aspect of it. You can do a lot with games in having flags that change the environment so that you're in a more surreal situation. Like with myhouse.wav, whatever that was, the Doom mod that was based on House of Leaves. That is the same concept where everything's constantly changing around you. Oh, Forgotten Spartan, I did not know about the MLP Conversion Bureau. I'll look that up in a second once I finish some other questions. So yes, the use of space and spatial anomalies is what interests me on that front. Flynn, in the live chat, it gives an option to gift memberships. I did the lowest. What would happen, theoretically speaking? I was an anomaly. Well, you would go in a box, that's first and foremost. Now, I don't know your anomalous abilities, but we're pretty decent at figuring out how to contain most things. So, that is my answer until I know more details. Alright, so, wrong bureau, the MLP Conversion Bureau. Let's see what an MLP Conversion Bureau is. Conversion Bureau. The Conversion Bureau is a My Little Pony Friendship is Magic fanfic written by Blaze, which is turned other stories by people using the same premise. Depending on the writer, not the same canon. They do share elements. Conversion Bureau set on Earth sometime in the future, where the island pocket universe of Equestria suddenly appeared in the sea. Unfortunately, the realm of Equestria is pushing into Earth's territory, like a incursion, like you said. And the magic of Equestria is lethal to humans. In a few short years, Equestria will flood Earth with magic and there will be nowhere left for humanity to live. Princess Celestia sets up conversion bureaus all over Earth, offering the chance humans to be turned into ponies. Complicating that, however, is that ponification, as the process is called, is heavily debated both in and out of universe. In universe, this leads to ideologues forming terrorist groups. One, the Human Liberation Front, is violently anti-pony. The other, Ponification of Earth's Rebirth, sees ponification as the sacrament which absolves humans of their vices, which should be given to every human on the planet. Wow! This is very SCP, ZK, End of the World, Dominant Shift event. What is a Dominant Shift? That's a something. SCP, Dominance, not Commonance, Dominant Shift Scenario. An SK class Dominant Shift Scenario, where the dominant life form on the planet is converted to another one. So, oof. Yeah, that would not go well for us, would it? Ouch. Well, the Foundation, if we had to face such a thing, we would be trying to push the ponies back into their own universe somehow. Scranton Reality Anchors would probably be involved to keep them locked into one place. And finding ways to turn ponies back into non-ponies, I would assume. Rensa Gaming, how would the Foundation contain the Biobliterator from Ratchet and Clank? It can turn organic matter into robots, and its inventor, Dr. Nefarious. So, I would imagine that we would simply put it in a box, / a big facility. We would get Dr. Nefarious away from it, he would stop using it, and we would continually just lock that down. We would not let it be used, because, especially if we let it fall into the hands of the Church of the Broken God, it would be a bad day for everyone. So, yes, lock it down. Sky the Gamer, SCP-001 here. Can I have more food? I want human. No, you don't get human. We're not feeding you humans today. You get cheese. Now, you could have human-flavored cheese. We can make that happen. It's a little weird, but that's the best you're getting. What's the most dangerous thing your site had, Flynn? We happened to have a GK class end of narrative scenario with SCP-3086, actually. I think that's the most dangerous thing that's happened at our site. George the Chinchilla went from writing and picture-based to audio-based and voice-based, and ended up taking over this facility and possibly the whole world. We're not sure what happened after that emergency broadcast, but we all might be George now. Forgotten Spartan, wrong bureau. Oh, no, okay, yeah, I saw that one and I got that and we covered it. Got it. What would happen if 507 saw 096's face before teleporting to another dimension? Andre, my suggestion is that 096 senses where you are worldwide. I think that sense probably splits to worldwide movement, and that means our interdimensional travel, which means if there is another doorway to that dimension, it would find it and go there, which is why we don't put 096 inside of SCP-3008. And so that is because it would escape. So we don't want that. But very quickly, I've got to sign off because I just realized the time and I've got stuff going on. So I've got to get back to my next meeting. So thank you all for this wonderful office hours. Let me end with my favorite SCPs. My favorite SCPs on the site that are not mine, you can always read mine, are 3043, 3999, 008-J, Spooky-J, 5175, 5031, and 5320. One more time, 3043, 3999, 008-J, SCP Spooky-J, 5320, 5175, and 5031. Sorry for the abrupt exit, I just forgot, and my meeting is very soon. So, can't keep them waiting. Trust me, not this time. Farewell, I'll see you guys in the next office hours.